Hello. It's been a while since some of you have heard this voice, and for good reason. It sounds awful. Unfortunately, it's all I have at the moment. I have a lot to get through since I missed a video for December, so let's get into it, starting with a new project I finished in just a few weeks. I made my first non-academic Python project. It's a Todo tracker and randomizer. I am a person who wants to do a lot of things. Things such as creating projects, learning songs on my bass, playing games, etc. I tend to focus on how much I want to do, that I don't actually spend time on working on stuff. I wanted to make an application to keep track of all the things I wanted to do, and separated them into custom categories. Each category will have a list of backlogged tasks, and a current task. When I set a task as complete, it will show up in a list of completed tasks. I added an import/export ability so the user doesn't lose their progress every time they restart the application. Though I would prefer the application remembering your data in startup and shutdown. I chose Python because I have previous experience with working with GUIs and C# with my Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes solver. I wanted to test myself using a language and framework I'm not as familiar with. I'm happy I was able to get the project functional, but it's bare bones. I would put more effort into it, but I don't think Python is a language meant for something this complicated. Maybe I just need more practice, but I would rather make an application that I plan to use often in a language I'm more comfortable in, so I can focus more on the features. I'll say this project is complete for now, and may return to it at a later date. I created another Discord bot that I have been using a lot, and very happy with the results. I use Discord a lot for various purposes, including communicating with people who are in different time zones than me. It's rather difficult for us to schedule events with each other when we're unsure of which time zone we're referring to. Discord does have a timestamp feature that automatically converts a Unix timestamp into the user's respective time zone. For example, I am in the time zone EST. My friend is in the time zone GMT, which is 5 hours ahead of me. If I put this timestamp into Discord, it will give me December 31, 1969 7 o'clock p.m. But my friend will see January 1, 1970 12 o'clock a.m. The Unix timestamp can be gotten from third-party websites, but it's rather cumbersome to do this every time you want to get a timestamp. My Discord bot, that I named Timestamp Converter, will convert the user's current time, date, and time zone into a timestamp they can paste anywhere in Discord. I also made the date and time both optional parameters. If either are blank, the bot will use the current date and / or time, which most of the time means less typing for users. I made it so it gives you all of the formats Discord have, so you can get the specific one for your needs. However, copying a specific timestamp format doesn't work well for mobile users, so I may add an optional parameter for a format for the people who know what kind of format they want. My Stardew Valley mod has the most amount of content from these past few months. I created a bunch of tasks that have varying complexity to them. I don't really have time to commentate over all of them, so I will briefly explain what their purpose is at the beginning, and show a run-through of the task being completed in-game. I have a general working task for both cooking and crafting things. They're pretty similar, so I'll show both of them off at once. I'll craft a chest and cook an omelette. There's still some tweaking to be done in both, such as how specifically to learn the recipes and a more detailed way of how to get a certain item. You may have seen that the game asked me to upgrade the house. That is because it's a requirement to have a kitchen in order to cook recipes. This task only requires the first upgrade, but I dynamically created a task so any desired level can be reached. It's not the most exciting to watch, so I'll instead show you how I built a big shed. Last thing to show is the ability to grow crops. This task specifically is designed to grow 5 parsnips, but theoretically it can work with any crop. The only current downside to this task is the counter that keeps track of how many crops the player has grown resets when they close and reopen the save file. I'm currently unsure of how to save progress for a save file, but that will be something I will need to look into soon. For now, I will assume the player always has the game running for their entire playthrough. There's a lot more to do with this project, and while progress may seem slow, it's really not. I haven't modded a game outside of Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, and this game is a lot bigger. The creator of Stardew said this was his first programming project, and I mean no offense to this, but I can tell. Some of the variables are named and function weirdly that it wouldn't be intuitive to anyone who's looking at the code for the first time. Not to mention there's a lot to do in the game, so I'm trying to take things one thing at a time. Luckily this process has been a lot easier since I joined the Stardew Valley Discord server, where many people who are more experienced than me have helped me navigate me in the right direction. I wouldn't say this project is in the MVP phase as it's clearly possible to navigate the player to 100% the game, it's just going to take a lot of effort. Currently I'm working on a 2 task to make money. The first option will require growing and selling some sort of crop, which will be parameterized by the player. The second method requires using cellars in the basement to get iridium quality ancient fruit wine. After I have those tasks implemented, I will research glitchless speedruns as a guide to 100% the game. I've had a difficult past few months in terms of developing things due to the holidays and me recently celebrating my birthday. I've been focusing on my personal life more than this series recently as it's a hobby, and doesn't pay the bills. I would like to work on this as much as I can, but I also need to take time to myself. I said last week that I would work on Octane stuff as much as I can on top of my other projects, but I need to limit myself more so I don't stay stagnant as a developer. I've worked on a few Octane things here and there, but I think my projects should be more of a focus. I want to try and implement one small project every month. The word small is vague on purpose so I'm not forcing myself to do something that's not really possible. Even if it means getting one feature out for a project, that's fine with me. I will also continue to focus on the Stardew mod, but I'm not going to work on it 24/7 as it's a really big project, and I don't want it to be the only project I work on for a while. I apologize for the delay of this video, but I thank you all for watching it.